with great pleasure. First of all, that's my first time in the Emirates, and I'm glad to be hosted by this event together with such preeminent panelists. And I think we need this kind of dialogue. So originally I'm French, so I'm not fully Israeli, I'm half-half, or both. And this is the way I'm looking also at the potential of the bilateral collaboration between the Emirates and Israel, and more globally, since the Abraham Accords are not only the matter of two countries, two entities, but it's much broader. It includes Bahrain and now Morocco. I'm looking at the regional potential. So in order just to complement the introduction, as you invited me to do so, I represent in Israel ENGIE, which is very well known here, Gaz de France, and Valeo, two French corporates. We are sourcing innovation in Israel. So my expertise is in the innovation and startup ecosystem, mostly in energy and clean tech or clean tech, but also automotive and transportation. And I will try to contribute to this panel maybe what I know about the complementarities and the way we could learn from each other. And I don't know the other side. I'm just very open to discovery. And I see that most Israelis are exactly in the same position. Historically, the announcement, the coming out, I would say, of these Abraham Accords was a shock, a very positive and maybe the only happy news of this year to 2020. That was such a difficult year for everyone. It is the first time, and it's a completely new paradigm for Israel, that Israel is signing agreements in the region with a country where indeed we never had a military conflict. I mean, we signed with Egypt, we signed with Jordan, which are completely different demographies and societies, and suddenly we have a very wealthy, well-established, well-connected, very international Emirates potential coming on our table. And as always, Israelis are very pushy and rushing, and they caught the first plane they could, and they're landing here in the Emirates. We are starting to see the first results, as you mentioned, Yossi. But more results will come if we help with patience. What I can say, as far as I'm concerned, since I'm helping Israeli startups in the energy sector, that no later than yesterday I was in another room in this hotel. We are foreseeing a lot of cooperation in the energy sector. So we are in discussions on energy, Israeli startup together with local partners. What we need is quick win-win experiences in order to see the Israelis keep the same tension and coming to the Emirates. So I think we have here to learn about time frame, and the time in Israel is not at all the same as in other countries. But I can testify about Israel that the relation to time is very immediate. We are not planning, we are not in Israel, we are not good planners. We need to learn that from the other infrastructures, which require a lot of planification, are the biggest point in Israel, and here we have lots of business to do together on this infrastructure matter. But what I can see also is that sometimes it's the opposite. On energy, since Israelis are lacking planification, I see that the Emirates are moving much faster and are signing, as I said, agreements with excellent energy technologies in Israel.
Tegen en als je als Israël heeft eigenlijk een rauw, lapie, iedereen